Hello, hi, welcome to 101 with Dr. Tasie, and I'm super excited to be here on this first edition of the show, 101 with Dr. Tasie Wedding. Today's edition promises to be intriguing, very interesting, so you need to just sit around and get your popcorn if you can, and let's do this together on the show. I'll be right back after this break to let you in to what we'll be talking about today. Stick around, don't move a muscle. Sit back as we bring you what we have in store today. Welcome back to 101 with Dr. Tasie Wedding. Today's edition of the show, we'll together be looking at the topic setting boundaries. I just want to set boundaries. I just want to make it very clear that these are some of the things that I do not want or do not like. The boundaries are very much important. Setting boundaries, it's cool. It's cool. I like it. I love it. I do that, sometimes I do that, But you see, boundaries are essentially about understanding and respecting our own needs, right? And being respectful and understanding of the needs of others. I'm sure you would want to know the meaning of setting boundaries. Boundaries are limits or guidelines a person sets within their relationships that define what is safe, acceptable, and reasonable ways other people can behave around them. I take this again. Boundaries are limits or guidelines a person sets within their relationships that define what is safe, acceptable, and reasonable ways other people can behave around them. It also identifies how they will respond when a person crosses a line. Oh, I don't want people to cross my line. I don't want them to go past this level. I don't want them to get too deep to me. I don't want them to come too close to me. They need to set a boundary, right? Setting boundaries, are essentially about understanding and respecting our own needs, right? And being respectful and understanding of the needs of others. There are steps to setting boundaries, if you may. The key is to start small and focus on one at a time. The key is to start small and focus on one at a time. One, be clear. Focus on what you want as clearly as possible. Focus on what you want as clearly as possible. Practice. If thinking about setting a boundary makes you nervous, write out what you want to say beforehand, or practice stating a boundary in the mirror. Keep it simple when setting a boundary. Less is more with boundary setting. Less is more with boundary setting. I'll tell you 5 steps that will help you get started after this break. Guys, welcome back to 101 with Dr. Tasie Wedding. We've been talking about setting boundaries, looking at steps and all of that. But right now we want to look at steps that will help you get started, right? You need to recognize your limits. What are your limits? If you don't have limits, then you can't set boundaries. You must understand your limits. Recognize your limits. Yeah? Understand what boundaries are set on. Understand that boundaries are set on you and not on others. Listen to your thoughts and emotions. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Reinforce your boundary whenever you feel that your boundary is weakened. Reconsider the relationship. You want to set boundaries? Yes. What is the purpose of boundaries? I'll let you in. So stick around. I'll be right back after this timeout. So, what is the purpose of boundaries? It helps to create a clear guideline, rule, limits of how you would like to be treated. Boundaries let others know what it is and what is not okay or acceptable. It honors our needs and wants so that we feel respected and safe. As students, boundaries also help to avoid burnout, stress, and anxiety. So, finally, before we call it a wrap on today's edition of 101 with Dr. Tasie Iweninda, which is setting boundaries, right? I'd like you to note this. Setting boundaries is a skill that takes practice. It's a key to creating a balanced and fulfilling life. Setting boundaries is a skill that takes practice, but it's key to creating a balanced and fulfilling life. Thank you for watching today's edition of 101 with Dr. Tasie Uweninda. For more on this, visit my YouTube channel. All right? Thank you. I'll see you guys on my next video.